Hi guys, let's take a look at the classic version of the Guardians of the Galaxy. I know that for a lot of people, the Guardians of the Galaxy are Star-Lord and Groot and Rocket Raccoon, but long before that, there was another version of the Guardians of the Galaxy that was started in the 70s, and essentially it's this group of adventurers that were like 1,000 years in the future, and they were like freedom fighters of some sort. So let's take a look at them. So at first we have Vance Astro, which was an astronaut that ended up 1,000 years in the future. He was stuck in some sort of a containment suit, and he pretty much looked the way you see him most of his lifetime. Although the very first time we saw him, he had pretty much only like some sort of purple suit, which was the containment suit that was pretty much keeping him alive. Since he had been in that suit for like 1,000 years, he was stuck within that suit to remain alive. If he ever got out of that suit, he would sadly die. And then, of course, in the 90s, they tried to redesign him. Essentially, became like a futuristic version of Captain America, but of course, this being the 90s, they gave him some sort of long coat and stuff like that. And of course, they got rid of the mask. Seeing how he was in the future and did not really have a secret identity. Then they give him this all black look with this huge white star and white gloves. Not sure why they gave him that look. I don't think I was reading the comic at the time. And next we have Starhawk, which was a bit of a weird character. Essentially, it was two people that were merging together to essentially create a Starhawk. Although they played with that idea a bit, at some point they separated the two, or they mixed and matched how the whole thing worked. But essentially, it was two people who would become one supreme being. To quote Lilu Multipass, Starhawk had these huge energy wings that did not really look like that, but the Dr. Fate wings kind of sells the idea. And then they gave Starhawk some sort of cosmic looking look. It didn't quite look like that, like the face should be flesh colored, and the black on the mask should actually be like the cosmic texture. But within the limitation of the character creation process in this universe online, this is about as close as I could get to the look. And of course, again, he had these huge energy wings, which kind of works with the Dr. Fate back. Then we had Martinex. There's a skin I'm going to show you later that creates pretty much an accurate version of the first look the character had. But I guess to simplify him, at some point they made him into some sort of pink Iceman, if it makes any sense. Which kind of looked like what you're seeing right now. And this is pretty much how the character kind of looked. It was like a diamond-shaped character with all those multi-facet that would have refract light in some weird ways. Then we have Yondu. They made a version of Yondu in the Guardian of the Galaxy movie, although it's, as you can see, it's far removed from what the character actually looked like. Although this isn't really how the character looked like. Essentially, the chest piece. There's no chest piece in this universe online that actually really worked to recreate the character, but we get a sense of who the character is with this look. And then we had Charlie Seven, who in his first appearance had this sort of an astronaut suit with this weird square helmet, and essentially it was a big yellow suit with a bunch of lines on it. Again, I couldn't really reproduce it properly, but this is about as close as I was able to get. This is a bit closer to the look the character had later on. essentially kept his yellow suit for a bit, and then they gave him an update to his look that was kind of like that. Although later on they updated the look a bit more, but all they really did was essentially they took the look that already existed and they tweaked it a bit at some point to look a bit more like essentially what we know as the slimline look now. So it was pretty much the same look as previously, but with various tweaks here and there, and some color changes here and there. Essentially, it was the same color palette, but some of the pieces of gear were colored a bit differently than the previous version, but it was still pretty much a similar look than the previous one. So this pretty much covers our classic version of the Guardians of the Galaxy. So that's pretty much it for now, guys. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.